This is part 6 of reviewing the highest rated fragrances on Fragrantica from my collection. I own 600 fragrances and we're going to find out if these fragrances are worth the high rating. Before we dive into the video, let me know your scent of the day and hit that subscribe button. We start off the list with Guerlain L'Homme Idéal L'Entente. This is a very, very underrated fragrance in my opinion. The whole L'Homme Idéal line is perfection. Well, not every fragrance they brought out is perfect, but they have, the best fragrance line ever created, in my opinion. Guerlain is considered a designer brand because they have other stuff than fragrances. They sell makeup and bags and other stuff. So they are considered designer, but officially they started with fragrances. So I consider Guerlain niche. They have niche quality fragrances as well. And this is one of them. So as you know by now, maybe if you watch my channel, you know that Guerlain L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum is one of my favorite fragrances ever created. That came out in 2016. This is the flanker that came out in 2018. And this, back then in 2018, I slightly preferred this over the Eau de Parfum, but later I realized that I like the Eau de Parfum even better. But this is also a masterpiece. So this is rated 4.3 out of 5 on Fragrantica, which is a high rating because, Fragrantica is pretty critical, let's say. In my opinion, a 10 out of 10. This is very underrated. This smells classy, sophisticated, sexy, mysterious, masculine, everything at the same time. So it has the signature almond DNA. The whole Ideal line has almond. And almond is a little bit nutty, but it also comes off like a little bit like cherry vibes. So that DNA is here. But then they added some warm spiciness with chili pepper, cardamom. It is warm spicy with like also ambery, with labdanum. There's leather, it's slightly leathery. And then it has smoke, a smoke accord. So it's smoky at the same time. And it has tonka bean and vanilla. So it is sweet, it is warm spicy, it is smoky, it's a little bit leathery, it's a little bit ambery, and it has creamy as well because it has sandalwood, so it's woody as well. So it's very masculine, sexy, sophisticated, elegant, very unique smelling. So of course it has the same DNA as the Ideal line, but still it has a unique touch. Nothing that I've ever smelled from other fragrance brands or whatever smells like this. This is a very unique scent profile. I wouldn't say it's a safe blind buy, but if you are really into fragrances and you want to smell more unique, check this one out. Try to sample this, go to the store, test it out yourself. It's very underrated in my opinion. A lot of people are talking about this. It's not really strong. It's not that you have like a beast mode performance or something. The whole Ideal line is performing okay, let's say. I get 7+ hours with this one with a moderate projection. It's not super versatile, but you can wear this to the office, to formal occasions, to let's say a restaurant or a wedding. Maybe even to the gym if you just do like 4 sprays or something. Perfect for a date night because it smells masculine and it's still sweet, sexy and smoky. So it has something mysterious, let's say. So I would say perfect for a date night, going out clubbing, something, if you want to smell like you want to stand out from the crowd, get this. I would say, again, it's not a safe blind buy, but it's a masterpiece. You should check this one out. So go to the store, test it out yourself and thank me later. Next up we have Mercedes-Benz Club Black. And this is the Eau de Toilette version. And they just released a Eau de Parfum version, which I haven't smelled yet. But this scores very high, a 4.49 out of 5 as we speak right now. And that's a really high rating. And is it worth a high rating? Because you think, oh, Mercedes-Benz, a car fragrance, it does sound cheap, right? Like you think, oh, a car brand with a fragrance, I'm the same. This is also the only one that I have, but apparently they have more that are good. This is made by Olivier Cresp, which is a master perfumer. And this just smells super sexy. I wouldn't say it smells like a niche fragrance. It just smells like a designer fragrance, but it is very sexy. It's edible. It is sweet. It is ambery. It smells like a gourmand fragrance. You will smell like a snack, let's say. So this has like benzoin and vanilla, and it's heavy on the benzoin and the vanilla. So it is sweet, it is ambery, it has that vanilla vibes with a little bit of smokiness. There's incense, there's a touch of bergamot, a touch of jasmine, and there's a heavy dose of ambroxan too. So the ambroxan pushes it off the skin. So it projects, it's really strong. I think 10 or even 12 plus hours on my skin with an above moderate projection. It's, yeah, if you spray this on, people will notice you because it keeps projecting for a long time. And it's also woody at the same time, a little bit sort of balsamic. So overall, it smells sexy, very mass appealing. If you love sweet fragrances, if you love gourmand fragrances, yeah, in my opinion, this is a 10 out of 10. I really, really love this scent profile. And you can also use this as a layering fragrance. You can layer it with other gourmand or vanilla fragrances. That works as well. Especially because there's also ambroxan. And you layer this first and then spray something else on. But yeah, this is amazing. I would say you can pick this up for like $50 or $60. I think it's pretty blind buy safe. If you love sweet fragrances, this is pretty blind buy safe. Yeah, worth a high rating. In my opinion, it is. Is it versatile? Not too much. More for fall and winter, early spring. But if you go on a cooler summer evening on a date, let's say you go to a restaurant, there's air conditioning, you can pull this off. This is perfect for date night. Very sexy. Going out clubbing. Yeah, it's called Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Yeah, this is perfect for clubbing because if you want to go out, it's nice to smell like loud and sweet, and this is just it. Not really for the office or whatever, or going to the gym. It's not that versatile, but it's more for, yeah, let's say you have a party, or you're going on a date, or you're going out, or maybe to a restaurant or whatever. You can wear fragrances like this. I think this is super sexy, worth a high rating, blind buy safe, in my opinion. So check this one out. Next up, we have Creed Aventus. Yeah, this came out in 2010, so it's already a classic. It's already on the market for 15 years. And it has a pretty high rating on Fragrantica because it has almost like 23,000 votes and it has a 4.33 rating, which is high. I think the rating was higher. I think the rating was at some point like 4.5 or something. And that had a good reason because back in the day, they weren't reformulated, they weren't watered down, they smelled a lot better. The old batches smelled a lot better. So they were, let's say, more smoky, more leathery, and that had like a more sophisticated smell. But they reformulated it, like Creed got sold to, I don't know, Estee Lauder or something, or one of these big brands, and yeah, it got reformulated, watered down, got reformulated again, watered down. It's not the same anymore. So the scent profile is still a nice scent profile. I think the scent profile is a 7 out of 10. But back in the day, this fragrance was a 10 out of 10 until it got watered down. So is it worth a high rating? Yes and no. First of all, no, because right now it is, I think, almost $500 retail and it doesn't perform anymore. It's weak. It lasts like 4 or 5 hours, the new batches, and it doesn't smell the same anymore. So I would say, no, it's overpriced. It's not worth the high rating anymore. It's max like a 7 out of 10. But if you go back to the older batches with good performance and they smell better, and there's a hair somewhere here, and like, yeah, that smokiness, I would say, yeah, the old batches were a 10 out of 10. So it's a little bit yes and no. It was good, but it's not good anymore. Especially with all the clones on the market, you can get a clone for $50 that outperforms this. So yeah, it's not worth the high rating anymore, but it was. Okay, so the performance, okay, it's not the same anymore. Older batches were stronger, newer batches are weaker, but the scent profile is really nice. It is fresh, it is sweet, it's fruity, it has like pineapple, and it's a little bit tropical, let's say, and it's woody, it's masculine. This is very masculine. So it has that sort of, yeah, if you have the older batches, more that leatheriness and that smokiness, but it has like blackcurrant and bergamot, lemon, apple. There's pineapple, jasmine, yeah, Moroccan jasmine, I think. And then a heavy dose of ambroxan. So ambroxan pushes it off the skin. That makes it a little bit ambery and musky at the same time. It has oak moss and it's woody. It smells nice. Like, in general, it's a really nice scent profile. You can pull this off in any situation, any type of weather. But this is just not worth it anymore. I would suggest you to just grab a good clone, Because if you want to smell like this, for $50 you can smell like this and it performs even better. So I said what I said. Next up we have the Spirit of Dubai, Turath. And I just realized that I've put 4 smoky fragrances in this list. This is the 4th one. But this is probably the most unique smelling in this whole list. This is a super, super, super complex fragrance with over 50 fragrance notes. So it's impossible to isolate all the notes because a lot of these notes are there to support other notes, right? But I will try to explain it as good as possible. This has a high rating, 4.43 out of 5 as we speak. That's a really high rating, but it doesn't have a lot of votes. It has like less than 500 votes, but still it's a high rating. And is it worth a high rating? Yeah, this is a 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It's super unique, it's super complex, it has beast mode performance, it's really strong. So yeah, in my opinion, this is worth a high rating. And I will try to explain how it smells because it's very unique and it changes every time I wear it. Every time I wear it, I get different aspects of the fragrance because it also depends on the weather and if it's windy or not, or humid or not, or cold or warm. I don't wear this in the high heat though. I do wear this when it's spring, but not when it's really warm. Let's say it's 20 degrees with a little bit of wind or something. I still wear it, Celsius. Yeah, but this is more for my fall and winter rotation. This is really nice. It is mostly sweet, fruity, warm, spicy, and it is like woody, but it's also smoky at the same time and ambery. It has like fragrance notes like strawberry and dried fruits and apple, even coconut, which you don't detect by the way. There are floral aspects like jasmine, iris, rose. There's oud, there's sandalwood, there's cedarwood, there's agar wood, which is also a type of oud. There are different types of wood. It's very woody. There's a smoke accord, there's incense, it is very warm, spicy, there's cinnamon and cardamom, different types of spices, different types of fruits. It's very fruity, warm, spicy, sweet, let's say. But it's also a little bit animalic, so the oud comes off a little bit animalic. I would say in the first 30 minutes you get a little bit of animalicness, also with civet and oud and leather, but that fades away. So it's in general sweet, smoky, warm, spicy, ambery, woody, if that makes sense. But it is a masterpiece and it smells phenomenal. It's not for everyone. This is so unique. I would say get a decant and test it out yourself. Just get a decant, test it out on yourself, on your own skin. It's a hit or a miss. You will probably love it or you might even hate it. So yeah, it's not for everyone. So it's also not super versatile, mostly fall and winter, I would say. Although I think people in Dubai, for example, they probably wear this all year round because they don't care. They wear oud fragrances in the high heat. I wouldn't wear this in the high heat though, but that's a personal thing. Yeah, get a sample, test it out yourself. I think it's super sexy. Try it out yourself and thank me later. Last but not least, we have Roja Parfums, Enigma Parfum. This is the pour homme version that came out in 2013. So this is already a classic. And it has a very, very high rating. 4.56 out of 5 as we speak. That's really, really high. One of the really highest rated fragrances actually. So is it worth a high rating? Yeah, this is a masterpiece. It smells very sophisticated, very classy, very masculine, very sexy. But I'm going to say something weird. It does smell like Coca-Cola. So it does smell like Coca-Cola, let's say, if that makes sense to you. Okay, I'm going to describe it. So it smells like Coca-Cola, which is also boozy and then with tobacco, but then in a very sophisticated, elegant way. So it has cognac and tobacco. It has like black pepper and ginger. It's warm, spicy. It is sweet. It has vanilla and benzoin. It is ambery and a lot of vanilla. And the whole combination with a little bit of floral aspects. There's some jasmine and orange blossom. There's a touch of bergamot. There's a touch of patchouli. This whole combination just smells elegant, sexy, and it has that sort of Coca-Cola vibe. It has a sort of fizziness, let's say. But that cognac tobacco combination, it is sophisticated. It smells like a gentleman fragrance. You can pull this off to the office. I wouldn't spray too much because it's an extrait de parfum. It's pretty strong. I wouldn't recommend you to wear this in any occasion. This is more like a special occasion fragrance. So you go to a wedding, you go to a restaurant or on a date night, you wear a fragrance like this. You want to smell elegant, mysterious, sexy. Yeah, it's sophisticated. You will smell like a gentleman. This is really, really, really amazing in my opinion. So, is it worth the high rating? Yes, absolutely. Is it worth the price point? No. This is about, I think, $500 retail. You can probably pick it up for 250 or 300, but still, it's like a 50 ml. Okay, it's a beautiful bottle, beautiful packaging, and the amazing scent profile. It does smell phenomenal. If you can afford it, I would say test it out yourself and yeah, get it. You can also get the eau de parfum version, which is a cologne, they say, but it's an eau de parfum. That is like a 100 ml bottle, and I think you can pick those up for between $200 and $250. So that's a lot less expensive. They smell 90% similar. This smells more refined and it's stronger. It's a parfum concentration. But the other one, I have it as well. I didn't show it here. It's upstairs in my fragrance closet. It is a masterpiece as well. So if you like this scent profile, but you think like, yeah, I'm not going to spend this amount of money, I'd rather get the 100 ml. Yeah, I would say go for the 100 ml because you can pick that up for a lot cheaper. The performance and everything is less, but it does smell like 90% similar. So that would be the better choice. Mostly suited for what I said, like special occasions, fall, winter, maybe early spring. Wouldn't wear this in the high heat, but check this out. If you really are into fragrances and you want to smell sexy, unique, sophisticated, you really want something that stands out, yeah, check this one out. Sample this and thank me later. Thanks again for watching and you may overspray. Namaste. See you next week.